Look, I was going to wait until all these strikes hit to make a video on it, but unfortunately and fortunately, I'm going to be playing my first sold out show of the summer in Brighton. Looking forward to that. And during a time when I should be preparing, when I should be looking ahead, unfortunately, we've got all this to deal with. And it looks like this is a situation that's not only affecting me, but affecting many other reaction channels out there. So you get this video in the hopes that it can create more awareness on this, that it can get some more coverage. And who knows, maybe there's a 1 in a million chance that someone at UMG watches this and has a change of heart, although I highly doubt it. So before we dive into this situation, let's do a quick crash course into how the YouTube copyright system works. I make a video breaking down an artist's song, I upload and publish it. Well, then the label, aka UMG, looks at it and goes, hey, you used our artist's song. And they'll deliver a copyright claim on that video. Or in more recent cases, they'll deliver a takedown notice and a copyright strike. Now you may look at it and go, well, hang on, what I'm doing is fair use. I have legal grounds. I have the right to appeal this. And you go through the appeal process. But that's where YouTube fails its content creators. Because once you fill out the form, once you send that appeal, it's not YouTube who decides your case. It's not YouTube who reviews your claim. It's not even a third-party agency who looks at it legally, who looks at it and can weigh in from a non-biased perspective. No, your claim and your appeal goes directly to the person or the agency or business who made the claim against you. Now, I don't think it takes a quantum physicist to connect the parallels here, but what do you think is going to happen when you appeal a claim and the person who originated that claim against you gets the chance to be the judge and decide on it? Are they out of nowhere just going to magically change their minds and remove the claim against you? Probably not. I mean, at the end of the day, they're the ones who originated the process in the first place. And this happens not only with music. This happens with movies. This happens with film. This happens with sports. This happens across all genres of music. The way that the copyright system is automated and set up. It definitely doesn't favor the content creators who are the backbone of how YouTube started in the first place. And for me, that's a shame because that's the appeal of YouTube. You know, anybody with an idea, anybody with a dream can publish a video. And there is always sort of that entrepreneurial content creation spirit that was so appealing about YouTube that many people flocked to. And it was individual content creators who really helped to uplift this platform in its early years and help it take off. And I'm not the only one who's made videos on the broken content ID system, on the broken copyright claim system. There are many videos out there. It's very easy to do a search on it. And it's just a shame because it really feels like, especially in recent years, you know, caring for its individual creators has been pushed aside by YouTube. It's more about automated systems. It's more about favoring the bigger businesses and telling us to wait outside while some of these multinationals, some of these big labels, some of these huge entities, well, they're the ones who get to negotiate their own deals behind closed doors. So where does that leave this channel? Well, I've been wading these waters for years. I've been in constant threat of dealing with claims, of dealing with strikes, of possibly having my channel removed, and I've managed to navigate these very shaky waters, but I've managed to, find a way to survive and to keep the channel floating. That is until recently. Now, I've warned this is one of the possible repercussions of the Drake and Kendrick lawsuit, and the fact that reactors were being named in the lawsuit, the fact that the whitelisting and allowing reactors to monetize a music release was being used as evidence in court, and what it could possibly lead to in terms of the labels just really cracking down on reaction channels, on breakdown channels. And unfortunately, in recent weeks, I've noticed that UMG has become just incredibly aggressive with its copyright system. Normally, it was a claiming system. Now they're really starting to abuse and to use copyright strikes and takedown notices as a weapon to just mute out creators. I've honestly never seen such a shift in tactics from them, and unfortunately, my channel is one of those in the firing line. This Friday, I have 3 copyright strikes that are due to hit my channel. Now, these aren't claims. These are actual takedown notices and strikes that are due to be served on my channel this Friday from Universal Music Group. And last week, I made a post about getting a copyright strike from Empire, which means that on Friday, it's kind of just a huge day on this channel and a very impactful day because I will be over YouTube's 3-strike limit. Now, back to the YouTube copyright system. They operate a 3-strike and you're out rule. So if you get 3 or more strikes, that's it. Your channel can get permanently banned and removed from YouTube. You can't make any alternate accounts. You're done. That is the coup de grace for content creators. The other scary thing is that while you're undergoing this process of review and hopefully trying to appeal it, they can freeze your channel so that you can't upload any videos, which means I can't generate revenue, which means I can't earn a living because I am literally being frozen out from creating content on this account, which from my perspective is absolutely insane. Now I get it. Reaction channels have always operated in a gray area when it comes to fair use and copyright. But I've spoken with multiple lawyers about this. And if there's one channel that very solidly fits into the criteria of transformative content, of operating within fair use, it's this one. When we take a 3-minute song and we transform it into a 25-minute video, talking about things such as production, lyricism, wordplay, rhyme schemes, even commenting on the visual themes, commenting on overall concepts, on symbolism, the deep dives that this channel is known for. I mean, I say that this is a reaction channel, but in reality, this is a breakdown channel. I strive to make educational content. I do these deep dives and these analysis to try to get people to just appreciate the music, the art of making the music, the techniques that are used, and what goes into it further. And all you have to do is go into the comment section of one of my videos to see how I help people appreciate the music or that artist further. I mean, through these very videos, I've created new fans for that artist. And this is one thing I've never understood. Even Harry Mack once called us the modern era DJs because we help to put people onto new artists. We help people to find new music to listen to. I mean, surely there's a symbiosis to be had between labels and reaction channels where we both can win, where we both can gain. Labels put out their artists and we help to promote their artists. We actually help to drive more traffic, more engagement, more appreciation to their artists and to their releases. But unfortunately, short-sighted greed is taking precedent in this situation. And, it's a shame to see because I really feel like there's a long-term gain here. And this is a situation, I'm talking about me and my perspective, but it doesn't just impact me. This has an effect, this has an impact on all reaction channels out there. If someone who really makes this transformative content and does these deep dives and analysis is getting targeted, right, is getting put in the firing line, I mean, just the impact of that across the industry, across this community of reactors, of breakdown channels that we have built. Like it is going to continue to have huge impacts and huge implications. And reaction channels have been fighting this fight for many years. Actually dealing with the copyright system, dealing with strikes, dealing with the threat of having your channel removed, right? Of having your livelihood taken away from you is the reason why a number of reaction channels over the years have actually quit or just stopped publishing videos because they are afraid. Now, obviously I'm going to fight this. And if this does get taken to the court of law, then I will update everyone, all my socials. Hopefully I can still post on here, but I will start a GoFundMe. And yeah, we will take this and battle it out in the courts if it comes to that. But there are still steps to take in between that. But here's the issue with YouTube's broken system and an aggressive billion-dollar corporation who seems to want to abuse it. These copyright strikes will hit me on Friday. I can then go in and fill out the form and go through the process of appealing it. Now, once I start that window, it opens up a 10-day business window for the label to decide whether or not they are going to take legal action against me. And they have to show to YouTube that they are going to take me to court, which can be a pretty scary prospect when you think about how powerful and how large UMG is. I'm just one person at the end of the day. I'm just doing something that I love and that I'm passionate about. And I've been lucky enough to create a living off of this, to provide for my family. I'm a father of twin daughters. And yeah, it is frightening to sit here and think, will I be doing this job in a few weeks? Will I be doing this job in a few months? Because you think about the implications, you think about lawsuits and court and lawyers and legal fees and how much all that costs. And yeah, it's a massive, daunting task and mountain that you're facing. But honestly, going to court, not going to court, it probably doesn't even matter to UMG because they know what is really happening by using this sort of tactic and by just taking advantage of the system in this way. Because during that 10-day period that they have to decide whether they're taking me to court or not, my video gets removed from YouTube, meaning I get 0 views on it. I get 0 likes. The analytics just go straight down. And any YouTuber will tell you, if you want to kill a video, if you want a video to die out, when that video comes back and is able to be republished after 2 whole weeks, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to do absolutely nothing. It's as good as gone, as good as deleted. So I take on board all this legal risk. I take on board all this stress, all this wondering what if. Even given the fact that I know from a legal perspective, I am making transformative content. There is no way you can tell me you can listen to a 3-minute song by watching my video, right? When it transforms into a 25-minute video, that is above and beyond what anyone can say is transformative content, right? We are operating well within fair use, but that doesn't matter because say UMG is even aware of that. Say UMG goes, right, we're not going to take them to court. They still let that 10 days run. They still let my video be deleted for 10 days. And when I do get my video back, even though everything is on my side with that, the video is gone. And the thing is, it's not likely to stop at these Fridays videos, right? It seems like every Friday now, UMG is just starting to get into this trend of getting very aggressive. And that's when they start just slapping out their copyright strikes. That's when they start slapping out their takedown notices. So let's say I take 3 videos on this week, right? And then Friday comes through and this week's videos get a couple more. And then next week's videos get a couple more. And then we start to create a situation in a case where I'm doing nothing but spending half of my time filling out paperwork, filling out forms to legally fight these videos. When at the end of the day, I'm just losing like half of my content on this channel, right? In terms of views, in terms of analytics, those videos are going. So like half of the videos I'm working through each and every week are gone after a week. And there's nothing I can do while I fight the situation. Right? So from a perspective of the algorithm, from a perspective of how my channel is performing, according to YouTube, because everything's automated on YouTube nowadays, it's not like a human is looking at these things, right? The analytics are going like this because I'm dropping views, because half of my videos are getting deleted until I can get them restored. But over time, the cumulative factor is that my viewership is down. My viewership is going like this, which means eventually I'm going to stop getting recommended as much in the algorithm, right? That'll trigger to the automation system that, hey, this is an underperforming channel, right? The viewership isn't there. The engagement isn't there. Well, that's because my videos are just going like this. And then all that sees is just a complete drop in it. And according to the automated algorithm, well, that's it. Something's wrong with that video. That video is not right. So even though I win the technical and legal battle, UMG ensures that my channel just becomes like a ring wraith and I slowly fade into the shadow realm over time. And they guarantee the slow but eventual destruction of this channel. Now, why is UMG doing this? I saw that Cliff Beats made a video covering this situation. I've also seen Oliver Anthony go on a podcast and talk about it as well. But very quietly behind the scenes, UMG has been really trying to monopolize the music industry. They've recently tried to purchase CD Baby, and that's now being involved in an antitrust investigation within the European Union. But basically, they're trying to buy up all the different avenues, all the different resources, and just essentially take full control of the industry. So it's boxing out independent artists, and I am 100% independent, right? So even my distributor now, if that becomes owned by UMG, well, what do you think UMG is going to do when they start pushing recommended music to the Spotify algorithms, when they start pushing it out to Apple Music, right? When they start pitching it, because that's what we can do through our distributors. Well, obviously they're going to favor their signed artists. They're going to favor who they have. And if they control all the different aspects of the distribution process, of the publishing process, of the release process, that just tips all the cards in their favor. And we basically all have to play by their rules. And this is a developing situation with UMG. More people are starting to blow the whistle on them to create awareness of this situation. It's something I haven't fully dived into yet that I am going to look into. I might even make another video just specifically covering that and covering what UMG is trying to do and move massively behind the scenes, because it has an impact not only on reaction channels, but on artists themselves. But one battle at a time. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm 100% independent. I'm proud of that. And I've always believed in fan power. I believe in this community that we've created. So why create a video like this? To let you guys know, to keep you updated so that you understand. And who knows, maybe we get it shared. Maybe we can get it out there. Maybe you can start tagging UMG, start tagging YouTube. Maybe we can get this copyright system fixed. Or maybe we can just create awareness and hopefully, even though it's a small chance, maybe someone at UMG sees it and that they can adjust in terms of their striking and their aggression that they've really taken on board these past couple weeks. And in the meantime, I'm also making this video to update you guys, because let's say it's a worst case scenario. Let's say it's doomsday. Friday hits, the strikes hit, and I get frozen out of uploading videos on this channel. And then I won't be able to fully update you guys. You guys are now aware of what's going on behind the scenes, aware of the situation, and I'm going to be shifting to my Patreon then. So I will be using my Patreon to publish videos that get deleted, that are gone for the 10 days while I fight them. Also, if I can't upload new videos and there's new breakdowns to do, new requests, I will be using my Patreon then as a tool and hopefully as an outlet, because we've got an amazing community on there. You know, we've got a lot of great content on the Patreon, a lot of content that I'm proud of. And I've been slowly building that up over the years too. And it's crazy to think, honestly, that, you know, I've been on YouTube for 13 plus years now. I've been making videos on this platform for a long time. And even through the ups and the downs and the things that I complain about, like, I still am so grateful to have this platform, because at the end of the day, I just love music. I just love hip hop. I love making music. I love talking about it. And I've been so fortunate to share this platform with you all, to connect with you. And yeah, it really has been incredible. And I'm so thankful for that, no matter what happens, no matter where we go from here, no matter what the future holds. And I just want to thank you guys for, you know, all the time spent, you know, watching my videos, having patience with me for making these longer videos, these longer contents. Like, I remember when I first started, all the complaints that I got of all the pauses, all the things that I was doing, but you know, I kept with it, and I believe that we could truly create a community of people who appreciate music on a deeper level and really want to deep dive into the art. And look at that. And, you know, look what we built and look where we came to. So if you want to jump on the Patreon, if you want to show some support, there's all kinds of tiers, but there's a $1 tier on there, $1 a month tier. Again, it all helps. It all goes a long way. I'll put the links down there so you can join up, so you can stay tapped in with us. But anyways, that's all I got. I mean, yeah, this is scary, unfamiliar territory, but you know, I believe everything happens for a reason. And I'm aware that I have an amazing community on here behind me. And thank you guys for everything. You know, let's not let this be the end, but the beginning of something new and something greater. All right, everyone.